So I want all of us to download this stuff here. Once you download it, just you can download it on your host OS. If you are using Windows as host, download it inside Windows. If you are using Linux as host, download it inside Linux. So download it in your host OS. So once you have that, you set it up in VMware, which I've already did here. I'll drop the password in the group, the password and the username. You can see I've logged in. So instead of me controlling this machine from this VMware here, what I did was I want to control it from my host OS. So you can see my host operating system. What do I call it? My host operating system terminal here. So now you can see we have different terminal. I'm running the guy here inside VMware, and what I did was I just SSH. Let me just exit, so I'll show you the process I used. I've closed it. So what I did was I used SSH John, which is the username for this guy, the IP address 172.so. Then dash host key algorithms. All these ones are just like to actually give me connection, so I'll not encounter errors. So a quick enter will ask me for the password, and then I'll type in the password, and then I'm still inside you can see John Creoptrix John. If I go here, you still see John Creoptrix John, so it's still like the same thing. It's just that I don't have to be clicking this guy almost everything. Let me just send it to workspace 2. So I'm going to export time here. I'll just clear this. Great. So now this virtual machine, because it's actually consider yeah, you said
are we downloading the 2 files?
Let me use the earpiece. Sorry. You said
are we downloading the 2 files there?
Yeah. Download download this guy, this particular link I just sent, this TCMsec Creoptrix. Download it on your host operating system. Just download it, and then I'll tell you the next thing. So good. So when we're talking about enumeration, we talked about Nmap, right? Where we were able to see services, version, ports, state, and stuff like that. But we did not enumerate. Enumeration in the essence that we are looking for loopholes, we are looking for vulnerabilities, exploits, weak spots. Just take it like that. When we talk about enumeration, you are looking for a point, a weak spot of that system. Consider this my target system now. Let me rename this. So we will know target. So I'll rename this target, and then I'll rename this to attacker. So consider this my target system here, and consider this my attacking system here. So my target system, consider this will I call it a white box testing. Yeah, I think white box testing. Right, there's a complete knowledge of the application being tested, including access to source code and design. Very good. So whiteboard texting in the essence that they have given us information about this our targets. We don't need information gathering. When I say information gathering, we don't need to gather all those use something like what do I call it? We don't need to use something like forgetting all these tools, like the tools we mentioned in information gathering, like WAF and stuff like that. We don't need to de-avesta, we don't need all of that for now, except if the when we start the testing and then the tool is actually needed. For enumeration, what we need is Nmap, Google, and then some other few tools that can actually automate the process for us. So let's just get started. So because this is an old machine, when I come to my attacking machine now and I do IF config, I can see a bunch of IP addresses here, right? You can see IPs, and IPs like that. But because this is actually an old it's an old distribution. Let me just put this, like it's an old distribution, so you will not really see much information almost all Linux commands might not work here. So, but there's a way for us to get the IP of this target, and what we're using is pinch, like the pinch command. So we can just say pinch, then 8.8.8.8, which is Google DNS server. So now if I click enter, you can see what is actually doing there. So you can see pinch 8.8.8 from 172.16.216 here. All right, dot 216. I mean the 216.130 here. So now this is the IP address of our target. So just copy this. We'll copy this and we'll paste it in a file. Great. So you can just do target. Let's make this big. Now this is my advice. Always when you are performing a pen test, always like make a note so you will not be confused, because there might be a lot of information you might need to like process. So now we have a target, and then we'll just paste this here, and you can see our target, and this is IP address. Or you could just put another dash here, right? IP, then ADDR for address, and then I just make it SS to make it more professional. So now we've got our target IP address, and the next thing is to fire up our nmap scan, which is here. So I'll just clear this, and we'll run pinch in order to check if we can communicate with this target. You can see we can actually communicate with this target here. You can see it's giving me results here: 7 packet transmitted, 7 received. So I'll just clear this once more again, and now we can run our nmap scan that I mentioned earlier. So now let's take this a bit by bit. So let's do dash dash open first, paste this inside and use dash v. So what I'm doing here is nmap is going to scan 1024 ports on this particular IP address, and I enabled verbosity for nmap to be loud. Like it's going to be a talkative. It's going to tell me everything it's actually doing. If he kills the target, it's going to tell me. If he tries to perform any action on the target, it's going to tell me. So I'll just click enter there. You can see initiating pin scan at 11:30. Well, the time is, I don't know how it actually ranks its time. Okay, you can see here scanning, and you can see that's done. You can see, right? So discover open port 139 on, you can see 22. How many ports do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. So we have 6 ports here. So now it's time to advance our nmap scan again. We'll just put dash p there, and sometimes it's actually good to run dash p dash to scan 65,000 and 65,535 ports on our target. So let's just leave that as dash p, specify the ports there: 22, 80, 111, 139, 443, 327, 68. Then dash scv, which is for script and version detection. Please don't forget. And the tag, I'm pretty sure this tag will be new to you. No, it's not new. I talked about it. I did not just use it. Dash mean rate equals to 1000, and then dash t4 in order to make the scan more faster. I hope you understand what this line is actually doing. Yeah, hello. I hope you understand what this line is doing.
No.
Right.
Yes.
Like, okay, is it my network or what? I like. Okay. So I hope you understand what this line is doing. Or else I should just explain it again.
Please explain again.
Okay. So what nmap is doing here, nmap dash p, I stated out all these ports here manually. Instead of me just doing dash p and then jumping to these tags here, I stated out all the ports nmap gave me back. Then I used dash sv for script and version detection. I hope you remember that in our last class.
Yes.
Then I specified the IP address, then dash v for verbosity, for it to be loud like this. It's going to be more louder now because I've added more tags. Dash t4 to make the scan fast. Also dash main rate. So I'll click this now. and our scan should be more louder now. So what we are doing here now is information gathering or scanning. You can call it footprinting, information gathering, scanning, footprinting, anyone you want to call it. So you can see discovered open port 80 139, and I would just like to publish this assignment. I want you all to actually go and check out, like, I want you to check out, like, read on port, if you can read 200, if you can read. I'd not just say that. I'm not saying that you should like summarize or try to like put it in your head, but just know what ports and protocols are. Like, know when you see port 80, you know the common ports. You can just go to Google and search for common 1024 ports, and trust me, Google just give you that. But you can add network, so it's going to like, to not give you like airport or something like that. Let me just turn this on. Okay, so you can see 1024 port number. Okay. Chill. Common network port, very good. So 14 common network ports you should know. You can see a blog here, port 80 110. If you click on this blog now, you'll be able to see. You can see here 20 for file transfer protocol, 21 for file transfer protocol command control, 22 for secure shell, which is SSH, 23 for Telnet remote login service, and you can see all these ports here. So learn what they are, like learn their services. These are what we call service, and these are the ports. So that when I'm talking about ports and talking about this particular, and one thing you should notice in a pen test is that you might be seeing a port for the first time. So don't be like, okay, left behind that, oh, this port I've not seen it before. No, you might different target with different services. You might be seeing a port for the first time. So we are in our, now all this we are doing it from our attacker machine. You can see there's no interaction with our target here. Nothing is going. It's really the blue team that might know that something is happening, something is this, something is that, you get, but no interaction with our target here. So let's check this out. What do we have here? So the first port I usually take is port 80, which is HTTP. HTTP stands for website. Anytime you see HTTPS, it's actually a website. So I'll just paste in that IP address in Google here, and you can see we have a text page. You can see, right, text page for Apache, and this page is used to test the proper operation of the Apache web server after it has been installed. If you can read this page, it means that the Apache web server installed at this site is working properly. Very good. So definitely this is just a test page, nothing much to see here, like nothing much to see here. So what we'll do now is we'll check Wapalizer. You remember Wapalizer, right? The technology profiler. So now what I'll do is, I know that this website uses PHP, and you can see programming language PHP, Apache, and it's a Unix operating system, which is Linux. So I'll come back to my notes here. I'll write OS. I can just write probably, because I'm not sure how Wapalizer is right in the operating system. So I'll just guess in OS, and I can just input Unix here. Web server, right? Yeah, web server. Web server is, what does it use? What does the web server use? I think Apache, yeah, Apache 1.3.20. So I'll just put Apache Apache HTTP 1.3.20, and then I'll put but I'll tell you why this information is compulsory programming language. And then I'll put PHP. Very good. So now that's just like basic information we're gathering. Now I'm going to introduce us to two tools today, which is Google Star, like Google Stars in Google Star, and then Nick2, like Nick2, yeah, Nick2. So these two, what this tool does, what Google Star does is, Google Star is like a directory brute force tool. it actually brute force on website for directories. I don't know if you have heard of directories on website before. E.g., this is a directory. You can see document root set in /etc. I don't know where document root is going. Okay, you can see this is what we call a directory from manual mod. I'm gonna paste that in this guy here. From manual mod here, this is what we call a directory. Mod is a directory, manual is a directory, core.html, that is where the file comes in. That is where this is now a file. .html makes it a file. So Nikito, the next one, is actually used to check for vulnerability on websites. It's a vulnerability scanner. So it's pretty easy to use, like very easy to use. So now that we are performing manual enumeration, let's just automate these two stuff I just mentioned now. So I'm going to open up another tab here, and the first thing I'm going to run is Nikto. So it's in Nikto or Nikto. Oh, it's Nikto, not Nikto. It's Nick, Nikto. So you can just do Nikto -- help to check what the tool does, and there are a lot of options here, but the option I normally use is -h, which is for host. I can see, yeah, target host or URL. So -h or -host, anyone you like. So what we'll just do there is Nikito. I have Nikto -h. They will specify the IP address there. Let's just copy the IP address from somewhere here, and it's just going to start right away. So you can see it's bringing out a lot of information here for us, right? You can see a lot of information here: manual, directory, index, icon, font. I'm going to explain what all this does in a bit. So I hope you get what Nikito does. I hope we know what a vulnerability is. Vulnerability can be defined as a weak spot or a weak point or somewhere that is not protected on a particular website. I hope you get there. Something that can actually lead to the leveraging or takeover of that particular domain or website. That's what we call a vulnerability, a loophole. So let me open up another tab again. I just want to make this explanatory. Let me name this Nikto. Yeah, Nikto, and let me name this GoBuster. So you're gonna understand what we're doing here. GoBuster, sorry, GoBuster. And now we just run GoBuster, and I'll explain what this does in a bit. Let me just. I don't want to put that. It's going to be overwhelmed. So -- so you can see a couple of options here, right? The one we'll be using today is this dir. Uses directory /file enumeration mode. You can see directory /file enumeration mode. And if we want to see the help for dir, we could just use dir. We do GoBuster dir then -- help. If it's DNS, GoBuster DNS then -- help, like dir space or DNS space. You can check out what the other does to false. Using false mode, replace the keyword false in the URL headers and the request body false, like that. But the one we'll be using today is dir. So we're gonna do GoBuster dir -- help, and then you can see here. You can see more options with GoBuster now. So the one I want us to take note of, which you should actually put into consideration because we'll be using it more often, is number one, -w, like this -w. So take more often of -w. You can just write it down as I'm calling it. So -w is one you are going to be taking more up. You get to like put more emphasis on. Then -- no error. Automatically I don't use -- no error because I use that to dev node that will actually send error messages to a place of no return. So I don't use this -- no error, but we can try it out today, sure. So you can see -- no error. What else are we going to be using? We are going to be using let me check, negative static code. Yeah, we're going to be using -b, this option to -b. It's going to be necessary. What else do we have? We're going to be using -u, which is for the URL, I think. or who's dash a. Okay, yeah, dash u target URL, you can see that here, right? And word list. So I'm just going to explain all this in a bit. So let's just fire that up. So we do go buster, then we'll do dir. So the first option we specify is dash u, which is our target. You can actually specify it. I don't know if you can specify it in any other. I'm not sure. Well, you can try that out. So let me just pick up this IP address again. I hope you understand what I said here, right? Do you understand? Dash W, what it does is a word list. When we talk about word list, I'll show you what the word list is in a bit. Dash U is to specify the target we want to scan. Dash no error will not display any errors, because this tool actually gives errors, like maybe it could not connect, or maybe timeout is gonna. So we are going to use this dash no error to suppress it. Then dash B for negative status code. We don't want to see this kind of status code. We don't want to see them. So that's why we'll be using the dash B. So let's specify the word used is dash W. Let me go to the internet checklist. So I will advise you download this also. You can just come here. You can see me, right? Come here and just download zip. I usually download zip. So just download zip. Don't need of checking here. Just come here, download zip straight up. So let me just copy the. So once you have the zip file downloaded, and you can see, so it's just like a word list. SecLink is the security tester company. It is a collection of multiple types of lists used during security and assessment collected in one place. List types include username, password, URLs, sensitive data patterns, fuzzing payload, web shells, and many more. So I'll just show you what this means in a bit. So if we specify our word list now, this is the word list. I've already downloaded the file here. Let's check out checklist master, web shells. You can see it here. So we're already in the folder. You can see the checklist. I've already downloaded it. So we have discovery, we have fuzzing, we have a lot like that. But the one we are going to be using today is discovery, web content. Then you can see a lot of files here, most especially txt, which is text files. The one we'll be using is common. Now let me open this common file for you, and you can see different stuff here, right? You can see different lines. Let me scroll down. You can see different lines. Now this is what we call a word list. What it does is, remember I talked about directories, right? Where I said we have slash dir slash food slash bar and stuff like that. So let's assume we have dir food bar inside this particular word list. That's what the website is going to do. It's going to check one by one all this and check if it's available on the website. So if it's available, because directory might store sensitive information, we don't know what sensitive information the directory might be storing. So we'll just like search for these directories, maybe hidden, that fall under this word list, and then we'll be able to use it against our target to find sensitive information if they have it here. So now let's move on. So what we'll do now is we'll come here. Let's cancel this. So we'll come back here and we'll just copy like this. You can just copy like this. Come to your terminal and then Ctrl+Shift+V, paste it. So actually this is, I said it's for website, right? This is not a website, it's just an IP address. So it's going to throw me an error there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to like come here and copy this, come back to my terminal and paste it. So you can see it as http the IP address, and then it's slash at the back. Make sure that this slash is at the back. If not, instead of, if you want to do slash dir, if there's no slash at the back now, it's just going to do dir. And you can see dir is together with the IP address, so there's going to be like problem there. So make sure to put a slash there. Then what else should we do now? Dash no error should be the last here. Okay, dash b negative status code 200 300 404 Let's go. Okay, 300 to 404. Let's do 300 to no. 400 to 500. Let's do it like this. So we don't want to see anything from 400 to 500, and that another tax for you guys. I want you to, like, even if before the class ends, if you can tell me why 400 to why we actually use 400 to 500. You can just use the word status code, like status code. Status code are like let me how will I describe it? Take for example, I think I know little of engineering. I mean, these guys are usually like NEPA. So, take for example, there are some kind of light when they come to test it, and they'll say, oh, there's no power in this one. There are some they'll say, oh, it has a lot of power in it. Yeah, that's exactly how status code are. Now, some status code have different meaning. 200 means the connection is okay, nothing is wrong with the connection, no breakdown, nothing. 300 means the connection is okay, but it needs to redirect. It's going through a route, it's redirecting to another page. That's the meaning of 300. That's why I excluded it from here, because if the redirection is correct, we have actually missed that piece of information. 400 means maybe final 400 to I think C45 or something like that. Yeah, so it means maybe the web page, you are not allowed to view the web page. You can actually see 404 when you are not allowed to view the web page for some particular reason. 500 is internal server error, which means internal server error means maybe the file you are trying to search for is not located in that server. So let's put this. So what else should we put? Okay, there's actually one more, which is dash X, I think. Yeah, extension. You can see it right here, right? Extension dash X. So okay, file extension to start from, read file extension to search from file. Okay, it's small letter X. So we can just do dash X. Is there a sample there? No sample. So let's just do some type PHP, comma. File extensions now, txt, pdf, stuff like that. That's what we are looking for. What else do we have? What potential file do you think these guys can store on their website? Doc, png, what else? JPEG, a lot like that. Let's just leave it this way. Then what else do we have again? Dash no error. So let's put this no error now. I think we are good this way. Let's leave it this way. So if I click enter now, you can see negative status code, right? You can see negative status code. You can see how much they are here. So it's not going to include all this in our result. Can you see? You can see directories it actually found. You can see 301 status 301, which means manual is linking to this page. So what we'll do now is we'll just copy each and every one of these. You can just copy this now, go to our website and paste it at the back. It's still leading back to this page. You can see it does not lead anywhere. So we have two index.html there. There's no need of checking the other one. Let's copy manual and see what we have in manual. So we have to remove this one, paste it here. Okay, for some reason you can see it's changing this to 127.0.0.1. Well, actually maybe because of it's actually my VM, so I have to copy this IP address, paste that back. So now you can see we have a directory. Can you see we have a directory here? mod.html. You can see this. Very good. So you can see we have information disclosure. Very good. So you can see we have information disclosure. Actually, there is nothing much here except you want to enumerate on these guys here. We have peer directive, peer code. Nothing. I don't think there's anything much here. But there's information disclosure here. Apache HTTP server 1.3 B5. Let me see. 1.3. Same thing here. So it could be 1.3 B5 or it could be. So let's paste that into our notes here. Yeah, so we don't know what it might be. So let's go again. So what do we have else? Let's go back and check what we have. We have modpl cdi.html. You can see we have some kind of script here. You don't have access to access /pl /phone this server. Some kind of scripts that are going on here. What else we have? Modpl API and so like that. SSL, very good. You can see we have another stuff here. Another information disclosure. Mod SSL version 2.8. So let's paste this into our text file. We just do Control V there. Mod SSL version 2.8. I hope we get what I'm doing. Open SSL. Let's see next. Open SSL. So definitely I think that's all for that. There's nothing much here again. So let's pick on the next directory. MRTG. Let's check MRTG. I hope you understand what I'm doing. Okay, you can see it actually changed that particular IP address back. So let's copy our IP address here. Paste it back there. Very good. So we have MRTG here, multi-router traffic grapher. That's another stuff here. We can actually copy this. I'll just copy that and paste it in my txt file here. MRTG. I don't really know what it does. MRTG. So we just put in that. So you can see we have got some couple few of information here. We have not gone back to our nmap scan. Please take note of that. What else? Do we have any other thing there? I don't think we have. We have www mirrors, US, UK. You can see programming. You can see some names here, which is another information disclosure. So MRTG, latest release MRTG 2.9.6. Great. So let's copy this. I never saw that. So we'll copy. So this is what we're doing now is called enumeration. We are looking for versions 2.9.6, 2.8, 1.3.20, 1.3b5, Unix, PHP. That is what we are looking for. So most especially version. Let's go back. We don't have anything. So let's check again. What do we have here again? We have test.php. So let's just copy test.php here. Paste that again. Just a normal PHP script. You can just see PHP 4 text and you can view page source. Okay, no, not now. All right, so we have usage. Let's pick on usage. Let's check what we have in usage. So you can see definitely why we're having 301 here is because you will notice that usage MRTG manual, when we input this slash there, they actually take us back to 127.0.0.1, right? So that's why it's telling us 300 here. So let me just copy the IP address back and see what we have in this folder. Very good. So we have another usage summary here. We have Webalizer. You can see generated by Webalizer version. Wait, I hope you guys are understanding what I'm doing, Sha. Like you are feeling what I'm doing. Like you understand you understand where I'm going. So we have a Webalizer version. Yeah. So if you have a question at this point, please ask. It looks like as if I'm just like talking to myself. If you have questions, like just ask. You. Okay, I guess we don't have any questions here. Okay, so usage summary for Kyoptrix level 1. You can see this is actually like, how would I call it, a PowerPoint slide. And we have August 2023 here. We have August 2023 here. Let's see what we have here. Total hits. Seems like a blue teaming stuff. Like it looks like a blue teaming when we talk about blue teaming, the defensive aspect of cybersecurity, so it looks like blue teaming statistics, something that they can actually use to check who have come to their website and stuff like that. Total pages, total visits, total keybytes. Let's see, 200. Okay, you can see 200 here. 20, we have 20, 200. Okay, we have 400, 404, 18. The request. Now there's a page I want you to see here. Direct request, you can see. Very good. Can you see this? I hope you can see. Let me make my screen to be big. You can see HTTPS nmap here, right? Nmap scripting engine. You can see, right? So definitely, if I was the owner of this website and then I had an attacker here, I would know that they are definitely planning a type of attack on me. You can see nmap scripting engine here. So HTTPS nmap here, the nmap scan will run. This is what I talked about. I told you that it's gonna make a lot of noise. So you can see it's telling the web page admin that, bro, there's this guy here trying to do this kind of stuff. Unresolved, unknown, country unknown. Okay. What do we have? Hourly statistics. Okay, this one is just taking us back there. So I don't think what else. I don't think we have anything on this page again, except for Wabilizer. Great. So now that we know that we have those guys, and could have one more thing I want to advise is always check source code. Always check source code. Like this site now, you can just say view page source and then read through the source code. If you find something like this, you understand, some kind of information, maybe password, username that will lead us to somewhere. Let me wrap this so we'll be able to get my point. Manual index.html. You can see, so we don't have anything much here, but some developers usually comment out if you have actually if you have used something like HTML, CSS before, you know that this is actually called a comment. Most programming languages, in fact all programming languages have it. So the comment this out, both developers might actually include a password and username here, and no matter how you go to the website, you will not see background white, links blue, unvisited, navy visited, red active. You will not see it here. You will not see it here. You can never see it on this page. But if you come to the if you view page source, you can actually see it here. So that's a great practice too. So let's check what else. Now we'll move on to our Nikito scan. I hope you understand GoBuster here. Let me drop the syntax on the group so you all can actually check it out if you are encountering any kind of problems. Great. So the next on the line is Nikto. Now Nikto, what Nikto does is it's like I said, it's just vulnerabilities, looking for vulnerabilities. And you can see here we have server Apache 1.3.20, we have that already. Mod SSL 2.8.4, we have that already, but we don't have it 0.4 yet, so let's make that 0.4. What else do we have? We have OpenSSL. You can see we have OpenSSL here, so let's copy this. Just copy this and then let me just paste this here. So you can see why, you can see a lot of information we have gotten. Definitely we'll find a vulnerable stuff here that we can use to take attack on this target. So let's see, what else do we have? What else do we have? Slash Apache is vulnerable to XSS. You can see XSS injection, which is cross-site scripting. You can check that out later. OpenSSL, Apache, Mod SSL 2.8.4, Mod SSL 2.8.7, and lower are vulnerable to a remote buffer overflow, which may allow a remote shell. You can see, which may allow a remote shell. Very dangerous. When you see remote shell, which may allow, this words here watch out for this word, which may allow a remote shell. They are very, very dangerous kind of attacks. So definitely we'll know that mod SSL 2.8.4 will give us advantage over our target, this guy here. So let's check what else we have here. We have, you can see all the old directories we found with GoogleStar, manual, what else, icons. We did not find icon, right? So let's copy this. Let's check whether we'll see whether we have anything like icons there. 172 slash, so paste icons there, very good. So we have a lot of GIF here, nothing much, just random GIFs. I don't think we have anything much here. Another information disclosure, you can see information disclosure. It's not meant to be telling me the server version, never. You are not meant to be saying this server version. It's wrong, it's really, really wrong. So we'll go back to the parent directory. Sorry. So let's pick up what else we have. There's a PHP, the OP content. A PHP backdoor file manager was found. You can see another backdoor. I don't know if this is going to lead to somewhere, but let me check. I don't know if this is going to lead to somewhere because it's PHP. I don't think Wapalizer told us that this is actually a PHP site. You can see definitely, I don't know if it's false positive. We call it false positive. False positive is the essence that it's neither true nor right. So I mean it's neither true nor false rather. So what do we have again? WordPress, a PHP backdoor, a PHP backdoor file manager was found. Another one again. False positive, false positive, false positive. It could be anything. You could check that out also. So I think that's all for Nmap and then GoBuster. Now back to our Nmap scan. You can see we've gathered some information here that will give us advantage over our targets. That's what we call enumeration. Now I will actually send you this txt file to keep it, like you're going to keep it because we're not here attacking the system, we are just gathering information. So now let's check what we have here. Starting from here, port 22, you can see SSH host key, nothing much here. We have OpenSSH 2.9.2p. We'll copy that. All this, why we're just copying this is so that we'll not go back to all those our scan. Like we don't need to go back there, especially when it comes to report writing. What we have here, potential least script method trace. What else do we have? We have RPC info, UDP, RPC bind. Nothing much here, you can see here. So you can enumerate on all these ports service, you can enumerate more on them, but I don't think there's anything here. So 139, my group. What else do we have here? We don't have anything much. In fact, our manual enumeration have done it all for us. We have actually found a lot of information. So there is no information here that is new to us, except from this. What else do we have? Okay, we have Kyopchicks here. Okay, we found SMB, right? Did we? 139. Yeah, we found SMB. Great. So when it comes to enumerating SMB, there are a lot of protocols. If we find FTP2, which is file transfer protocol, and if you find a protocol, what I do is, if I find a new protocol like SMB now, I can just go to Google and just search for how to connect to SMB on the terminal. It's gonna, no matter how you ask the question, just make it relatively. You can see type SMB clients. You can see here, right? Followed by a NetBIOS name and share name in the form //server/share, like that. Accessing an SMB share with Linux machine. You can click any of these links. But what I usually do is, let me make another guy here. We'll just do SMB client, then we'll specify -L, capital letter L. We're going to specify 4 slashes, maybe 2 if you like, but I do specify 4 slashes. So you can specify 4 slashes there. That the purpose of recording video is not just like leave it. I knew that it might, like, you might be overwhelmed, but like you can always go back to the video again if you don't understand anything. So we can just click enter here. And anonymous login successful. I talked about anonymous login, right? We don't need a password, so we just click enter there. And you can see we have shares here. These are what we call shares. Shares are like folders, files, what you can actually like a place you can mount. So we can now, we don't need dash L option again. Dash L is just like to list all shares on this particular target. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove dash L this time now, once we have known that information, and we are now going to pick any of these, maybe IPC or anyone. You can just copy IPC here. Let's see. And trust me, you might not be given okay, you can see anonymous login successful here, right, without a password. Now you might not be able to access all of this. We can do ls, I don't know if ls access denied, you cannot list. You can see access denied, you don't have permission. If I do help here, I can see list of command here. What else do I have? What else can I do? dir, access denied. So definitely I'll just click exit. I don't need it. So what other shells we have? We have admin here. Let's try to mount admin and see if we can do anything. Now this is what we call enumeration. We are enumerating the targets. So admin, enter. You can see anonymous login successful, but we failed to connect. The admin blocked us because we did not specify the right password. You can see that, right? So here we connected, but we could not run commands. Here we connected, but we anonymous login was successful, but no password. You need to specify a password, which is wrong password. It's telling us here. Now this is this, that is that for that. We know that we cannot gather any information. If we gather any information there, we'll actually paste it here. So we did not see any information there, so we can just clear off here. What else? I think that's all for that. Yeah, I think that's all for that. Yeah, so now let's get into our file here. So we can start from anywhere. We have confirmed that the operating system is Unix, and we can see that here. Unix, Red Hat, Linux. You can put this here. Can copy, because I saw a bunch of information, maybe Red Hat Linux. So now what we'll do is we'll just copy this web server now, which is Apache HTTP 1.3.20. Copy, come to our browser here. You can see let me send this to you so you can get you can understand what I was saying. So let me paste this really quick. So you just copy the version and then you just add exploit in front. That's all, like exploit. Now you're going to see a bunch of information here. Root directory access, you can see 1 point, and please be version specific. Always read what they are talking about. Let's click this one and see what we have. We have Apache HTTP server 1.3.x Windows. I think this for Windows. Win32 allows people to get a directory listing of a directory. If it is enabled in the config, even if an index file is present, that would normally be displayed. Instead, this can be achieved by sending a number of slash characters appending to an HTTP request to the server, e.g. when Apache calls start to check if the index.html, for example, exists, Windows will return an error if the path is too long. Apache incorrectly treats this as if the file does not exist. Different number of slashes are required based on the length of the path to the document root. And you can see a PL script here, maybe to do that. So we'll just like gather information, we'll check what we can find. We can see buffer overflow here, and we have OpenSSL here, maybe something related to that. Nothing much here, we don't have anything much. You can look for information that try to be like that will call the most. So we have 1.3.b5. I think it's still the same thing, but let's confirm first. Just put this here. Sorry about that. Yeah, you can see here remote code execution. I think this is actually a C code. Yeah, C code. And see it has a lot of all this one is not now, like it's not now, but you just try to get the concept. These are exploits. You can see exploit here. Exploit in the essence that this is what we use to attack our target. Attack, like we attack the target. So what else do we have here? Apache now runs on blah blah blah, and that's all for that. So I think we can just write potential remote code execution there, because I've been saying we can just see RC, remote code execution. I've been saying more of RC there. So now the next thing is mode SSL version 2.8.4. We'll copy this now. Come here. Exploits. Now you can see the same thing occurring. All right. So you can actually see the same thing occurring here. We have Apache mode SSL open fork. We have open SSL. We have open lock. We have buffer overflow. Let's check the first one here. You can see open fork exploits, remove buffer overflow. You can see remove buffer overflow here, right? Let's check the next one. Just keep checking for stuff that actually like exists. Like things that reoccur. Things that you are sure that yeah, this is the right answer. So let me just open this in a new tab just to show us the scenario. Remotely exploitable buffer overflow in mode SSL. You can see this another buffer overflow. You can see how many times we have seen buffer overflow now. 3 times. You can see Chaoptrix here, but I'm not going to click that because it walked through Chaoptrix, which is this lab that we are actually doing right now. So you can see open SSL, but you can see buffer overflow. What else do we have? Chaoptrix. You can see we're having this feeling that yeah, this is related. So we're gonna put this. We'll put this inside our file here. Remote buffer overflow. So I think that's that for that. Let's check if this one too is the same thing. Copy this. Okay, nothing much here too. Predictable roundup generator, open SSL, multiple vulnerabilities, Chaoptrix. Look like it's just like a channel to that other what do I call it? Mode SSL. So nothing much there. So let's check for MRTG. Let's see what we have in MRTG here. So we are actually this is what we call enumeration, and this is the manual method. We have an automatic method, arbitrary file disclosure MRTG. You can say arbitrary file disclosure, path transversal. You can see Chaoptrix, MRTG exploit. You can see this one is even solid. Multi-router traffic grapher, more solid. So let me check this GitHub. MRTG method 2 is monitor to monitor the traffic load on network link. HTML pages containing PNG which provide a live virtual representation of this traffic. What we saw there, where the site actually captured us trying to use Nmap to do some kind of stuff. So file disclosure, maybe we are not meant to see this page. So arbitrary file disclosure there. So you can just put that up as arbitrary file disclosure. Yeah, file disclosure. Mobilizer, which is the last one on the list. Let's copy this. Okay, we still have open SSH. Let's check this. We have here. We have updated Mobilizer packages. We want to gain access to the system. Mobilizer multiple SSS. Remove buffer overflow. Cross-site scripting. So cross-site scripting looks more here, and buffer overflow. Could actually note that down. Let's check open. Let's check open SSH. Check open SSH. Okay, so we have open SSH. You can see SSH user code execution. This module connect. So this is another exploit. This is actually Metasploit, and this is the automatic method we'll be using later. But I'm not sure we'll be able to cover it today because the automatic method is more of like it's more and more. It's more rigorous than this. Can see, so we'll note this user code execution down in OpenSSH. Looks like something we can actually pick at. User code execution, right? So now you can see our stuff is looking great here. Now we have seen remove buffer overflow, arbitrary file disclosure, user code execution, ROCE. You can see like that. So I wanted to demonstrate one before we actually break. So let me download this open fork right here. So let me copy this guy here. I'm just going to clear my nmap scan, and I want to show you why we did all of this. So let me just check out the next instruction here. How to get install this. So you need to follow all adequate instructions. You don't need to know what's going on. Like, you don't need to know what's going on. I'm just trying to show you the essence of all those enumeration we did the last time. You can see that's already installed. GCC open fork -o. You can see the next thing here. Okay. Running this. So see which service. For example, if you need to run that in Apache version, try out the OSCE option. Target IP port -C40. Great. So we just paste this inside here. Okay, so let's see. No such file directory. Okay, git clone. Okay, we need to cd to open fork here. So let's cd to open fork there. I'll just clear this ls, and we can see the command here. Open fork c. So we'll paste that inside. GCC -o means compile, because we need to compile this code. We need to turn it into a executable, into a binary. So we'll click enter now, and then let's see ls, and we have open fork here. So let's try to run open fork again. Now you can see we have a lot of options here. Right? So now you can see usage, target, box, port -c, and please be specific with this option. We have target. So what's our target? E.g. OX00, and they said it's Apache, the Apache version. So we'll go back to our note. What's the Apache version? Apache 1.3.20. So let's look for Apache 1.3.20. 1.3.20. Yeah, you can see 1.3.20, right? So we'll note this down, 0xdb. So let's copy this somewhere. Very good. What other options do we need here? Target, box, port for SSL connection. How did they use theirs there? 443. You can see 443 here, right? So now I think we are good to go. So let's run this stuff. Target supported box, e.g. you can see here. So now let's do it. We'll do dot slash open fork. We'll paste in our target there. Which is OS. We'll come to our target IP address here, right? Copy. We'll paste this in. 443, right? If I'm correct, then dash C40. So let's see what this is going to do. You can see connection 2037, establishing SSL connection, spawning shell code place that now waits for switch shell. No job background control in this process. What do we have? Okay, no Luna attend the file attached to 658 waiting for signal code shell code place now wait for switch shell ls. And you can see we have P here. You can see we have P here. So let me stabilize the shell so you know what's going on. Okay, that one was not found. Okay. Let me just do slash bin slash bash. I don't have access to that slash bin slash do we have sh there? Nah. Can we clear? Yes. So you can see commands are running here. So if I do who am I now, you should see root. You can see root bar. Root means I'm now the owner of this system. I can create files on this system. ls fork.c. Let's clear this. Let's see what we have. Okay, where should we print working directory? home/john, right? So now I'll change my directory to home/john. cd/home/john. I just want to prove to you that I'm the root user already. Now I'm going to create a file, touch, maybe I'm just going to touch Henry. I've touched Henry. Now Henry means create this file Henry. Now inside Henry, I'm going to echo I have owned your system. And I'm going to pipe it to Henry, right? So now if I come back here now and I do ls, you should see Henry here. You can see. So I've successfully taken over the system. You can see why enumeration is important. If I did not get all those versions and all those stuff, I will not be able to take over the system. So if I cut out Henry now, I should see I have owned your system. One other proof is a normal user cannot see cat/etc/shadow. etc/shadow is where you can see permission denied. Is where all the password hashes are stored for all the user on this system. Now let me do cat/etc/shadow here for you, and you can see I can see everyone. You can see John password hash. If I copy this John password hash, save it to a file which is outside of the scope of what we want to do here now, I should get his password, which is 2cows2, even for arrow2 and for root. You can see root password. I can create a backdoor inside root now. So anytime I come here, no matter how they change the password, I'll always be on the system. So I hope we get the point of what enumeration is doing here. I hope we understand. You can see we can do a lot of stuff here, like a lot, because literally I'm root. I even ID, you can see 000 here. I'm even bigger than this guy here. The permissions this John cannot run. The stuff John cannot create, I can create it. The files John cannot create, I can create it. I don't have restrictions. John has restrictions. So definitely we have successfully owned this system through enumeration. So it's always good to enumerate your targets. So before we leave, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to take it.